Do you see the difference? Look at the picture on the left, for example. This is probably what you imagine poverty to look like. Now, take a look at the picture on the right. Although this family looks happy, they may be experiencing poverty in a different sense. As Langara nursing students, we recognize poverty as a societal issue affecting everyone at every level. While Canada is known as one of the wealthiest countries in the world, poverty remains a significant issue that influences the lives of an estimated 7 million Canadians. This means 1 in 6 Canadians trapped in poverty are hidden in plain sight. I know you all might be thinking, how can such a rich country be poor? In Canada, there are two types of poverty. Absolute poverty is where families live without shelter, food, or clothing. A large portion of the Canadian population live in what is called relative poverty. This is where families cannot meet the standard of living accepted in their communities. Everyone has a right to a standard of living adequate for their health and well-being. Food, clothing, housing, medical care, and security are some of the basic needs individuals require to live. Poverty causes food security problems in families, which is an issue in Canada. Poverty is a human rights violation. Food security is the ability for families to access enough nutritious food to meet a healthy lifestyle. When we say access, we mean how families get to the grocery store and the way they pay for the food. Did you know it costs about $864.82 monthly for families in BC just to eat nutritious foods? This does not even include the money it takes for them to transport the food to their homes. 1 in 10 families lack food security. This means that 1 in 10 people you know and their families could be hungry. The most affected groups are women, children, the homeless, Aboriginal people, and the elderly. So, what does this all mean? This means that families are consuming less quality food. As a result, it leads to poor mental and physical health. Families are more prone to lifelong health conditions such as heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Aside from the everyday costs of living in BC, the lack of food security causes additional stress that can increase your risk of depression. The stress of putting food on the table can be a big issue for families. Imagine living day by day not knowing where your next meal will come from, or if you will be able to provide enough healthy food that will help your children grow. The lack of nutritious food has been linked to poor growth and development for children. These problems have led to learning deficits that create poor school habits, and due to this decreased access to nutritious food, children begin to gain unnecessary weight and become obese, because the cheapest meal is not always the healthiest one. All of these can lead to increased visits to the doctor's office and increased hospital stays. Overall, people's lives are shortened because they cannot afford the kinds of food that would keep them healthy. By now, you can see that there's a clear link between food security and poverty. The question to consider is, how did poverty become such a large issue with a country such as Canada? The high cost of poverty is related to 3 different reasons: direct, indirect, and societal costs. The direct cost is money given to assist those in need. The indirect cost is the money used for public services such as hospitalization by those in need. The societal cost represents the loss of potential contribution from those living in poverty, thus creating a larger gap between the rich and poor. Finance appears to be a large part of the food security issue, as highlighted in the recent conflict between the United Nations representative and the Canadian government. The UN representative stated issues with poor social assistance and minimum wage in Canada. In reply, the Canadian government stated that Canada is a well-developed country and ignored that such issues exist. To help families attain proper food, the government provides financial assistance such as the child tax benefit, employment insurance, and the working income tax benefit. The child tax benefit is a monthly payment that is given to families on low income who have children under the age of 18. The employment insurance and working income tax benefit both support low-income workers or unemployed. Although these programs are set to help families, it is not sufficient enough to meet their daily needs, let alone their lack of food security. There are several groups in Canada who support those in need of food security. Food Secure Canada is an organization that believes food security is an issue and that their goal is to stop hunger and to create healthy and safe food that is sustainable. Food Bank Canada is another organization which is devoted to providing food-related assistance to individuals, families, and communities. In Canada, approximately 770,000 Canadians use the food bank every month. BC is the third highest province to access food banks. According to Food Bank Canada, more and more people use the food bank each year. BC Food Security Gateway is an online resource that helps individuals learn how to build food-secure communities, therefore making healthy eating the easy choice. Meal Exchange is a youth group teamed with media, such as Much Music, to address the issue of food security by educating and starting youth-led solutions to food issues. If Much Music addresses this issue, what else is out there? We are constantly shown the Salvation Army commercials during the holidays. What happens the rest of the year? Are we still flooded with those images, or are we simply shown daytime commercials of World Vision? Will we remain blind to the reality of this year-round issue? No. Let's work together to help our neighbors throughout the year. What can we do as a community? Help your neighbors by volunteering to create and maintain a community garden. Donate to your local food bank. Join initiatives that aid the impoverished. Volunteer at soup kitchens around the city. Advocate for the families in your community by writing a letter to your local MLA about how food security is an issue. If you want more information about food security, please visit Food Secure Canada and Dietitians of Canada. Remember, money alone cannot solve this problem. Be aware and be open. Take the first steps to help those who lack food security. You may be the key for them to access nutritious food to meet a healthy lifestyle. You can be the difference.